Back for another Minecraft statue tutorial. Today we're going to be building Ratcatcher 1 from the Suicide Squad. Ratcatcher 1 won the poll for who I should build next, so yeah, but let's go ahead and get this started. So the materials you're going to be needing to build him are brown concrete, gray terracotta, white wool, white terracotta, green concrete, brown terracotta, polished andesite, light gray light gray wool, blue wool, gray wool, and birch buttons. So once you have all your materials, let's go ahead and get this started. So we're going to start off Ratcatcher 1 with a row of 8 with your brown concrete. For the next row, we're going to do 1 gray terracotta, 2 brown concrete, 2 gray terracotta, 2 brown concrete, 1 gray terracotta. We're then going to do an entire row of gray terracotta. You're then going to do 1 gray, 2 brown, 2 gray, 2 brown, 1 gray. We are then going to do 1 gray, 2 white wool, 2 gray terracotta, 2 white wool, 1 gray terracotta. We are then going to do an entire row of white wool. We are then going to do an entire row of white terracotta. We're then going to do 3 green terracotta, 2 brown terracotta, I should say, 3 green terracotta. The next 2 rows are the exact same. We're going to do 2 green concrete, 1 green terracotta, 2 brown terracotta, 1 green terracotta, 2 green concrete, and do that one more time. For the next row, we're going to do 2 green concrete, 1 green terracotta, 1 brown terracotta, 2 green terracotta, 2 green concrete. And then the final row of the legs, 2 green concrete, 2 green terracotta, and then 4 green concrete. So that's what you should have for the legs. Now, moving on to the torso, that's the legs. So for the torso, we're going to do 1 green terracotta, 6 green concrete, 1 green terracotta. Do that one more time. You're then going to do 3 entire rows of green concrete. You're then going to do an entire row of green terracotta. We are then going to do 3 rows of green concrete. We are then going to do 3 green concrete, 2 brown terracotta, 3 green concrete. We are then going to do 2 green concrete, 2 brown terracotta, 1 white terracotta, 1 brown terracotta, 2 green concrete. And then we are going to do 2 green concrete, 1 brown, 2 white, 1 brown, 2 green. So you should have something that looks like this. So I know this looks a little strange right now, so let's go ahead and add in all of our 3D details. So, around this kind of collar, we're going to take out our green terracotta. And we are going to place them around these brown terracottas here. Just kind of enclose that off. We're then going to take out our gray terracotta and place them in these corners. We're then going to get out our brown concretes and put 2 in these upright corners. And we're going to place 1 underneath these gray terracottas. We're then going to place 2 more coming in below that at a diagonal. Don't fill these in. You're then going to make another diagonal, place 2 polished andesites right here with a 2 brown concrete underneath. You're then pretty much just going to replicate what you did up there. So 2 browns going out from there, 1 brown, 1 gray, and then 2 brown on the legs. And that is basically it for the 3D details for the front of the statue. So moving on to the arms, we're going on this row with the gray terracotta, we're going to do 2 white terracottas and then 2 gray. We're then going to do an entire row of gray and then an entire row of green terracotta. And then the rest of the arm is just green concrete. So I actually had a bit of trouble designing this guy. And by the way, the other arm is the exact same. So, but yeah, I had a little bit of trouble designing this guy because there's not that many photos of him. He's literally in the Suicide Squad for maybe a total of maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds maybe. But yeah, so there wasn't really a lot of reference images, but I did what I could. So, but that's the front of the statue. So now moving on to the sides, we're going to bring these back by 3. And you're pretty much just going to match the block that's next to you going the entirety up the sides. So you got brown concrete here, gray terracotta here, white wool, white terracotta, green, you get the point. So, but yeah, he was definitely a little challenging to design, just like I said, purely on the lack of reference images. And definitely made it a little difficult. And his outfit looks similar to Ratcatcher 2's, but it's not exactly the same. There's definitely some differences. And also, I made him without the mask, because you see him wear the mask in like that quick flash when he's like controlling the lights, the rats. But I decided to make him without the mask, just make it a little different. But I know that is how he looks in the comics, so if you really did want to make the mask is the exact same as Ratcatcher 2's in the movie. So if you want to give him the mask, just go back to my Ratcatcher 2 tutorial, and it's pretty much the same thing. So the back is pretty easy, so we're just going to fill in the back of the boots with just gray terracotta, the brown on the bottom, of course. Going to do a row of white wool, and then white terracotta, row of green terracotta, and then we're going to fill in the back of the legs with just green concrete. We are then going to fill the entirety of the back in with just green concrete, including the back of the arms. And I just now remembered something. Get out your birch buttons, and on the sides here, we're going to place them right here on the kind of like the second to first block. And we're also going to place them in these 2 and these 2 blocks right here. But anyways, as I was saying, yeah, so go ahead and fill this in. But yeah, if you do want to make the mask, yeah, just go to my Ratcatcher 2 tutorial, and it'll be there. So yeah, I think it's the exact same mask. So, but I do wonder if James Gunn does plan on bringing back Ratcatcher 1. I think it's definitely. I doubt he will, but it's just kind of curious on what that could have been. I don't even think his name was Otis Flanagan in the Suicide Squad. I think it was just. I don't even remember if they even say what his name is in that movie, but they just refer to him as Ratcatcher 1. So, oh, I did that with the wrong block. My bad. Now onto the 3D details. It's honestly the exact same as the front, so we're just going to make these straps here. We don't need the birch buttons anymore, so we can get rid of them. And then on the legs, and then we're going to connect them a row down, so like this. So you should have something like that. And then connect it on this side. So there is the back. And it's that simple. So, now onto the head. The head is also pretty simple, besides the hair. The hair is kind of difficult, but we're going to go ahead and get rid of all these materials, and we will hand pick what we need. So we're going to need the white terracotta, the light gray wool, light gray terracotta is what I meant, light gray wool, white wool, and the blue wool. And that is all we're going to need for the head. So, kick off the head, we're going to place a gray wool on these green concretes here and then bring them forward by 2. Go ahead and connect those together. We're then going to do 2 light gray, 1 white, 2, let me re-clarify, 2 light gray wool, 1 white wool, or 1 white terracotta, 2 light gray terracottas, 1 white terracotta, 2 light gray wools. There we go. We're then going to place 3 white terracottas, 2 light gray wool, 3 white terracottas. We are then going to place 1 white terracotta, 1 white wool, 1 blue wool, 2 white terracottas, 1 blue wool, 1 white wool, 1 white terracotta. Then going to place 1 white terracotta, 2 gray wool, 2 white terracotta, 2 gray wool, 1 white terracotta. And then honestly, if you wanted to, you could just do 2 entire rows of just white terracotta, and then the last row's light gray wool. We're going to be doing a bunch of 3D details. For the sides, go ahead. First, I'm trying to think of, bring this back, overlapping by 2, just with your light gray. We'll just start by doing that, and then connect it in the back here. We'll do this side first. So, go ahead and take this light gray right behind the front of the face, and just go ahead and extend that all the way up. We are then going to knock out these 4 blocks and just replace them with white terracotta. If you want to do the same on the other side right now, you can. We are then going to bring this entire row up, and then we're pretty much just going to do our normal, actually don't bring it all the way up, my bad. We're just going to do our my normal way of just making the sides of the heads. Fill this in. So that's basically how I make the sides of my heads. 2 rows, then 4, then 5, and then make the ear. Same thing over here. We're going to do row 4, do 2 whites, row 5, 1 white, row 4, 2 white, do that again, and then the rest is light gray. Top of the head, light gray. And then the back is light gray. So I guess while we're in the back, we can do the back first. If I can fill that in. There we go. So, for the back, we're going to come down here, and we're just going to pretty much bring this back again by an additional row. And we're going to go on top of this by 3. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and fill this all in. We're then going to place 2 light grays right here, and then knock out this block right here. We will then place a gray wool right here, and then we're going to replace this with a gray, and replace this with a gray. Knock out this and this one here, and then this one right here. Then going to go up and then left by 2, knock out this one, and then go left by 2 again, up, and replace that with a gray. So that's the back. Let's do this side first. So I apologize for the loud car. People do not know how to drive. We're going to do 2 light gray here, with a gray in the corner right here. Then going to surround that by light gray. We're then going to place a gray wool right here with the diagonal upward. Then going to place a light gray right here and 2 behind this one. We're then going to place a gray wool right here with 1, 2, 3, 4 light gray here, and then a gray wool here. Up here, we're going to place a gray right here, or a light gray, my bad, and then a gray. And then we're going to do 1, 2, 3 light grays, and then a gray. Up here, we're going to do a light gray in the end, a gray, and then 2 light grays, and then 1 light gray right here. So that's what you should have for sides, or for that side, I should say. Moving on to the other side, we're going to do 1 light gray, and that's it. We're going to do 1 light gray on top of that, and then a gray next to it, and then another light gray. We're then going to do 4 light gray, and then 1 gray. We're then going to do 2 light gray, 1 gray, 2 light gray. We're then going to do 1 gray, 5 light gray, and then a gray. We are then going to do above this gray wool, we're going to place 2 light gray here, and then a gray, and then 3 light gray. We're then going to do 2 light gray, 1 gray, 1 light gray, and then 1 last light gray right here. For the top, we'll start in this corner. We're going to place 1 light gray right here. We're then going to go down by 2 and then left by 1, place a light gray here. And I'm going to skip a block going right, and then place a gray there. We're then going to come back to this middle block and come all the way to the front. Then go back by 1 and place a light gray here. Go right by 2, then go back, place a gray here. Go right by 2, and then go back by 3. 1, 2, 3. And then place a light gray here. Or 2, my bad, not go back by 3. Then we're going to go right by 1, and then back by 2. Place a gray, and then come back to this light gray. Go right by 1, go down by 1, go right by 1, and then place a gray. That's the top. Sorry, now it kind of like George Washington or something. So, then coming over here, we're going to place a dark gray next to this gray right here. Then we're going to place 3 on top. We're then going to place a light gray in the middle here, with 2 gray branching off of that. We're going to do a downward diagonal with the gray, with 2 light gray on top of that, and like this. We're then going to place 1 last light gray here, and then a diagonal gray wool here. And if you've done that, you should be finished with your statue. So that is Ratcatcher 1. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said earlier, if you want to make him with the mask, just go back to my Ratcatcher 2 video and your tutorial will be in there. But personally, I like him with his face exposed, just make it a little bit different. Getting caught on the thinker's pylon things. But yeah, so yeah guys, so that is Ratcatcher 1. So But yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I think I'm probably gonna make Clayface next, and then we'll move on to Peacemaker characters. But and we'll see if anything happens in Creature Commandos in the final few episodes. So, but yeah, guys, so thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys all later. Bye bye.